Ajayji, you told us about love, about that crawler that looks up to the sky. And this word love, we have heard it, read it a lot of time in various sacred texts, and it leaves us perplexed because some talk of love as something that has been passing through generations and eventually turns or ends into marriage, a bond of two people. Then there are those who talk of self-love or and self-respect. My life, my rules. Then there are the bhakti saints who have talked of love, of longing. So there is this question by Dory Fabry for Montreal. He says that I want to know this love that the saints talk of. Is it a feeling that one comes to, or is it permanent? Because I have been badly disappointed by the social love. And even if I claim that it is 100% false, I still get attached to it. And the self love doesn't really help me within the moments of agitation or really doesn't give me any direction. So, what is this longing that Kabir Sahib is talking of?
You seem quite experienced, Dory, in matters of social love. So, I probably need not say much about it. What is this love that saints sing of? You'll have to come out and give yourself a chance to fall in real love. Because it is not something that can be known through prior experience or books or the narrative of others. So you will not be able to recognize it when it happens. To recognize something, it is important that you must have had an earlier experience of it, right? If you have never seen a handkerchief, it would be very difficult for you to come across this thing and say it's a handkerchief. This love that saints sing of, you cannot be told about. You can just give yourself an opportunity to probably let it happen to you. And when it would be happening to you, you will not be able to name it, recognize it, identify it. Later, way later, one day you will suddenly remark, oh, have I really been in love all this while? Is this that? And then you will feel so stupid. You have been in love for so long without knowing it. Not only have you not known that you have been in love, you have no idea who the beloved is. And yet you are madly in love. No doubt about that. This social love is a very, very marketable thing. It's a thing that belongs to the warehouses, the shops, the inventories, the shopping bags.
In there setting up the love goals and marriage goals for you.
Love goals and marriage goals. So you can easily identify it. The man is gaping at you, or the woman is winking at you. You can immediately stamp love. Hey, I just got a wink. And I've recorded it. Love certified. He just held my hand. When I think of him, certain things happen in my body. Love. In the love that Kabir Sahab talks of, stranger things happen, but those stranger things have not been chronicled. Great things happen in that love, but they are not pattern based. One thing happens with one person, another thing happens with another person. So there is no set way of telling that you have fallen in the great divine love. The talkative one may go quiet. The quiet one may go singing. How do you know what a definite sign is? On one day, you might be found weeping. On the other day, you are found ecstatic. Such contradiction. And lovers are found praising their luck. Lovers of God are often found cursing the moment when it happened to them. Look at the songs of saints. Often they are full of such deep melancholy. It borders on grudge. You almost feel as if the singer is complaining. He's saying, why did it happen to me? And he's saying, you are killing me. Softly, silently, gradually, why are you doing this to me? And the saints have repeatedly asked this. Why are you doing this to me? And the beloved is so indifferent, even arrogant. He does not even bother to respond. As if he is saying, if it is too much for you, walk out. If you can't handle it, break up. He doesn't bother. It's all yours to gain or lose. He's nonchalant, but very beautiful. You can't get him and you can't avoid him. What to do? So if I have not already confused you enough, Dori, it suffices to say that transcendental love cannot be detected. For very long, it will go unnamed. And it's good that it goes unnamed, because if you come to know too soon that you have fallen in real love, then you will block that love. It is great that the real thing keeps happening for very long outside of your knowledge. Once the fetus reaches 3 months or 4 months, it cannot be aborted anymore. So it's good if to a violent and loveless mother, the news of her pregnancy comes quite late. At least now she will not be able to kill the child. Had she immediately known that she is pregnant, the child was gone. Come out, come out. That's all that can be said to you. Give yourself a chance. A chance for what? That cannot be told. A chance to let strange things happen. The other two types of love that you have talked of, love towards a woman culminating in marriage, and self-love, these are just prakriti. Game of chemicals. Chemicals eager to react. Atoms eager to satisfy their valencies. Two missing electrons, and I can see them in that woman. Can you give them to me, baby? No, if I give them to you, I will fall short. All right, let's go covalent then. Or if it's just, the dating, flirting kind of thing, more than a friend, yet not a girlfriend. It's a hydrogen bond. It exists, but not strongly. So, just the brain, dopamine and the other chemicals you already know very well of. Nothing. If you observe your brain, you see strange things. If you are a young man and you see a beautiful woman, there is a certain impact on the brain and it can be measured. And equally, if you are a young man and and you get some unexpected money, there is a certain impact on the brain. That too can be measured. And if you're a young man and somebody comes and showers you with effusive praise, there is a certain impact on the brain and it can be measured. You have probably already guessed what I am next going to say. These three impacts are the same, or at least very similar. Very similar. Same chemical, same kind of brain waves, same movement of electricity in the neurons, in the synapses, same kind of lighting up of particular brain areas. You know what is common between the three experiences? The ego is feeling satisfied. Good girl, good money, good reputation. Same source. All that is just Prakriti. And that is why often if you cannot get a good woman, good money helps. And that is also why if you have a good reputation, you are likely to get a good woman. Or if you have good money, you are likely to have both a good reputation and a good woman. All these three are just one. Prakriti.
Acharya, can we say that even because of the availability of more and more resources now, people who are getting money more easily than it was before. So even now they are deciding to not to get married for the same reason, because all of their requirements are getting filled, that same chemical, by other means now.
Yes, partly yes. Partly yes.
Also, as you shared that the self-love, self-respect, or the ones who say that there's no justification to my actions and this is my life. You said that this is all Prakriti, but many spiritual teachers, they teach that the self-love is basically is more of a spiritual love, and that is how they even meditate upon that and do the practices accordingly. Why does that happen?
It sells.
It sells.
It sells. It sells.
It sells.
It sells. The ego wants to remain confined within itself. The ego wants to know only that which is within itself, and also claim that that which is within itself is full and absolute. Therefore, everything that is lovable is also bound to be within the circumference of the ego. That's what self-love is. Living by the ego center. And self-love expresses itself in many neo-age slogans. Accept me as I am. Love me for who I am. Be who you are. Be yourself. I must warn the viewers, the listeners, that these are extremely poisonous statements. Extremely poisonous. Be cautious of them. I'll repeat. Love me for who I am. Be who you are. Accept me as I am. Be yourself. Live by your heart. That's the really top of tops. Live by your heart. Listen to your heart. These are extremely dangerous. Avoid them. All these statements are just the attempt of the ego to declare itself the sole authority. All these attempts are to say that I know best. All these attempts are anti-truth. All these attempts say, I know. I know. I will decide. The truth vests in me. I am the truth. The ego declaring, I am the truth. I am the truth. I know. I am lovely and I will decide. This is not merely not spiritual. It is actually anti-spiritual. This is egoism to the core. Live by your heart. Live by your understanding. That's another new age motive. Live by your understanding. And there are a few more as well. The young people would know. Believe in yourself.
Be the master of your life.
Be the master.
The driver of your life.
Be the driver of your life. And many more.
Is there any significance of the statement that accept yourself as you are?
Yeah, that means accept your cage. Accept your cage. The moment you say, I accept myself as I am, you have killed all dissatisfaction against yourself. Now there is no possibility of change. The spiritual one does not say, I am dissatisfied against myself, so I want to be a particular way. He merely says, I am dissatisfied. Please understand this. There is one kind of egoism that says, I am satisfied with myself. I have accepted myself as I am. That kind of creed. There is another kind of egoism that says, I am not happy as I am and therefore I want to become somebody else. This too is egoism. Who is the spiritual one? He says, as long as I decide what to become, I will remain dissatisfied. I am dissatisfied as I am, and I will remain dissatisfied as I would be. The only way to gain contentment is to leave matters to something beyond the ego. So, spirituality is neither about passively accepting who you are, nor is it about radically rebelling to bring about a new order. Kindly do not think that those who have been great rebels and revolutionaries and who have tried to bring about a new internal or external or social order are spiritual people. They are not. And therefore, spirituality is so very tricky, puzzling. It irritates the mind. The mind says, all right, I'm prepared to accept that I'm wrong. Now tell me what is right so that I can go to the right. Spirituality says, not only are you wrong, you also cannot go to the right, because whatever you will go to will be wrong precisely because you have chosen it and gone to it. Now this really rubs the ego in a very wrong way, in a very rough way. There are the status quoists, the passivists, and then there are the activists. The spiritual man is neither a status quoist nor an activist. He is totally different.
Acharya, you talked about the love of saints, the love of the wise ones, about the longing. So Alokji has asked in the same frame that, first of all, he asked that what is this longing that the saints talk of, that you already talked of in the previous answer. And then he said that we do have a deep desire which gets manifested in running behind roles or finds its ways to materialize in our relationships with things. So there is this person who's preparing for competitive exams. When you look into his eyes, you know that he's deeply desirable. There is a deep desire that's there to crack that exam, and that is something that happens in relationships too, when the two people are there together. So he says that, do they have any similarity, this deep desire and the longing that the saints talk of, and also how do they differ?
The similarity is that the desire is deeper than the normal desires. The difference is that even this deep desire is not deep enough. The similarity between deep desire for a woman or worldly success and the spiritual longing is that in both you want change. The difference is that in deep worldly desire, you are prepared to change everything except your core. But in spiritual longing, you are prepared to let go of absolutely everything, including yourself. When you prepare for a worldly mission, be it a competitive exam or be it about wooing a woman, you do it for yourself. You do it for yourself. You will add the new qualification to your name. You will add the woman you are wooing to your house. You are doing it for yourself. But in spiritual longing, that which you are seeking or courting is so big that you cannot bring it to your house. Your house is too small to contain it. So you go to his house. You bring the woman to your house. But when you are in love with God, you don't bring God to your house. You leave your house and you enter God's house. So there is a bit of similarity. The similarity is that there is a lot of fervor. There is a lot of desirous energy. But the difference is tremendous. In one case, you are seeking to boost yourself. In the other case, you are prepared to just fade away, dissolve away. It's another dimension. God is not something you can add to your CV.